Oh.
No, what is this?
We got a Chief Kick-A-Bitch story in the mix. Yes!
Oh, yeah. Okay.
A couple more auction stories.
Uh-huh.
The reason why we were able to get such good prices on the used cop motorcycles was that Charlie's mother's friend's daughter worked for the auctioneer. She was a couple years older than us. One of that company's many clients was the Meriden State Police barracks that auctioned off impounded vehicles semi-annually. One of her boss's jobs was to determine what order different offerings belonged in, but since he was lazy, that job became hers. For us, she put the best motorcycles in with the crap and dirtied them up a bit. That allowed us to buy the best vehicles at a lower bid. We gave her a couple hundred after we sold all of our bikes beyond the 50 we initially gave her. As a result, she was happy to do the same with the best cars the following spring in '77 when we picked up 5 police impounds.
Yeah.
One such automobile was a 1946 Cadillac Fleetwood that was never reclaimed by the owner. Instead of describing its real mechanical condition, she typed, "as is," a clear indication that it was a money pit. It was the very last item before lunch at an auction that lasted all day. We thought we scored big time because we picked it up for $450. With a little work and a couple thousand, we knew we could flip it for at least $10,000.
Wow!
As things turned out, it wouldn't be until late September when the state police returned it before we could finish the project.
Okay.
After a thorough steam cleaning under the hood and a tune-up, we were ready to start on the interior. We replaced the cracked glass in the instrument panel, removed the protective grill over the radio speaker and heater vent for electroplating. That's when we got the first shock. Removing it revealed a previously undiscovered, easily accessed secret compartment near the radio instead of speakers containing $4,000.
Nice.
While it was out for plating, we located an original steering wheel since the inside ring used to blow the horn on the existing one was bent in 2 places and the wheel itself was cracked. We also had to change out a couple window cranks because the knobs were missing and have the back door's upholstery redone. After that, we needed to get the back carpet replaced and seat reupholstered because we could not find a replacement. We managed to find a good fabric to reupholster it with, but we had all the seats redone to match. The existing carpet, including footrests. The seat smelled funny and had stubborn rust brown stains that we could not get out no matter what cleaners we used. That was when our troubles began. It turned out that the police had not searched the interior. They had no reason to. When we went to remove it, we noticed that the bench section of the back seat was rigged to be removed with ease, so we didn't have to struggle to get it out. There, before our eyes, secured to the floorboard by clips, were 9 assorted firearms.
It's a pimp mobile. That was a pimp mobile. I repoed one like that.
Yep. 6 revolvers, 3 sawed-off double-barreled 12-gauge shotguns. Fuck, we were fucked. Now what do we do?
It's not a big deal.
Should we toss them and pretend we never saw them? Sell them? What? We could do neither. First, the owners might come looking, and we really didn't want to run into them. We knew in an instant what those stains had to be. They could be nothing else. There had to be something seriously wrong with people who couldn't be bothered to clean that much blood from their rear seat and carpet. Equally important, we had to do the right thing because, as it turned out, these people were monsters. At the time, we thought doing the right thing might have saved our lives, but who knows? The trio who owned all the ordnance were halfway through a 9-month stay in the county jail on Whaley Avenue for an altercation outside a bar over some Puerto Rican thing. They're on the ethnic anger scale for a reason.
Yeah.
They were parked where overnight parking was not allowed, and the locals had it towed. I guess they were never told not to break the law while you're breaking the law. We called the state police, but only after thoroughly searching for additional hiding places. If there was more cash hiding anywhere, we were determined to find and keep it. We thought the cops would tear our car apart, rendering it worthless, and had to salvage what we could. Finders keepers. We removed the door panels and recovered another $2,550 bills from the space behind one of them, along with roughly half a pound of what we assumed was heroin.
God damn!
And 5 pounds of killer weed from another.
Oh, so this is like this is not a pimp. This is
a drug mobile
thing. Yeah. Okay.
We hid the weed and sold it after waiting a few months. Later that day, a lab team from the state police barracks showed up to tow it after asking us all the usual questions. The most important of them was whether we touched any of the weapons. We hadn't, but we had handled the H to remove it, but otherwise not. Using fingerprints found on the ammunition and internal mechanisms, along with ballistic comparisons of the revolvers, along with prints lifted from the bag of white powder, 3 life sentences were awarded.
Ooh.
They are pushing 80 if they're still alive. In the meantime, we did a quick and dirty fix-up on the other 4 cars to get them sold off before August. Charlie and I were planning to rent a small house in a rural area halfway between the trade school where he was going to take auto mechanics and the university where I would enter a nursing program. As it turned out, we ended up taking the summer plus a semester off after high school. I wanted to take an EMT course and work as a medic for 6 months, and Charlie thought it would be fun to work that job with me. He wanted to work as a mechanic and knew more than some working mechanics, but he couldn't get hired unless he was willing to do oil change and other unskilled labor for a year first. The EMT job turned out to be bullshit, so we left it after a couple of months. We decided to attend a massive auction hosted by the company our accomplice worked for, where 30 or so small cities and towns pooled all of their impounds, used vehicles, and other items to boost attendance. Her boss did a lousy job advertising, and she let him fuck up because she was getting sick of him and knew we would take care of her. Even though there was a crowd, it wasn't advertised where the moneyed people were, so winning bids were lower than they should have been. We already had given her $500 out of the stash we found in the Caddy to guarantee that she would want to continue giving us inside info on what to buy at any future auction. Ed and Pasquale went with us to that one for the fun of it, and we picked up 19 different vehicles.
Damn!
Including a 1956 Cadillac Eldorado Biarritz convertible that we had restored to showroom condition, and a 20-foot boat that we won for $100.
God damn.
Ed wanted to know we bid on that pile of junk, but it wasn't the boat we wanted. The profit was the 90-horsepower Johnson outboard motor and the trailer. The motor was almost new.
Ooh, okay.
We sold the trailer for $200 and provided the buyer took the boat with it, we sold the outboard separately. We went all out restoring the Caddy, including having it repainted with gold-flecked teal-green paint. We traded 2 of the cars we bought for what we paid, plus the paint and the bodywork. We gave it to Pasquale and Maria Carmelina for Christmas. Towards the end, when a fire engine was on the block, Charlie grabbed the 5x8 laminated bid card out of my hands and gave me a dirty look after I bet $1,200 on it. I laughed and said that I just wanted to make sure he wasn't distracted by pussy. That's a good friend right there.
Yeah.
That comment earned a raised eyebrow from Pasquale, but speaking of distracted by pussy,
Yeah.
we still had to pay up, take title, and give delivery instructions to the 18 cousins we paid $25 each to drive a car to the lot Charlie and I owned, so he held off on asking until we got him home. I towed the boat behind the truck. After dropping it off, I headed over to Pasquale's to join them. Once there, Maria Carmelina seated us for her lasagna.
Ooh.
After that, we drank grappa and smoked cigars while Ed regaled him with the tale of the upstate New York auction the previous summer and its aftermath. His most memorable comment was that Charlie was going to dig his grave with his own cock. There's more than a little truth in it.
Dude, that sounds like an awesome scam you had going on.
is.
It's not even a scam.
That's amazing.
It's totally legal.
You got to keep these stories coming, man. They're so
Dude,
good.
and you got to put this in your book, man. You need to write a book. This
Every one of these stories is entertaining. Love them.
You should probably call it like In Charlie's Honor or something like that.
Yeah.
Watch Grunt Speak live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to join Pop for Supporter Sundays, go to redonkulous.com/donate and make a monthly pledge. A link is in the meat caser box.